Hello folks, Brad here again with another Maytag video. This time I want to give a short overview of the components for the pump and the pump housing for the models A and 30. This was most common on the Model 30, and it is a sand casting. In later models they went to a die cast, but this is a sand cast. And pump models in general seem to be very rare to find these days. And what I'm thinking, from what I've seen I've only seen two, so I have one in operation, and then I found what I'm going to use as a parts machine in the Seattle area a couple days ago. So what I've seen with these pumps is there's a lot of corrosion in them. They were made out of aluminum and pot metal. So what I'm thinking is they were more rare in the first place than regular machines with gravity drains, and then also they probably broke down and people just decommissioned them. So if you find a pump machine, know that you have a rather rare find. So this is, first off, let's start with this. This is the pump housing. So this actually goes around the shaft of the actual pump, and this connects to the front of the motor. And the way it works, this lever pushes this gripping cork wheel against a hub on the motor shaft. So as you move that lever, it just pushes this. I think the travel distance only about a quarter, or no, maybe half an inch actually, to make contact with the hub on the motor, which then turns the impeller, which is right here in the actual pump. And this little yoke here is attached to this lever, and then this cork is attached to this, let's call it a hub. And this is so that you move the lever, and this little hub moves the cork up and down, and in turn that is connected to this drive shaft of the pump. So that's what turns it. And this is the top cover of the pump, and it actually has a little bearing there, which is sort of cool. Most pumps on other models of wringer washers just have the impeller, and it turns freely. There's no bearing for the top part of the impeller, but there you can see the height of that shaft. The impeller itself is made out of, I think it's bronze. I tried to buff it up a bit and get some corrosion off it. Actually there wasn't much corrosion on the impeller itself. The corrosion is in this aluminum. I think it is aluminum rather than pot metal. So I'm gonna wire brush. I have a little attachment for the drill. I'll give that a little brushing out and get all that corrosion off. And then there's a little bit of pitting in certain spots, so I'm going to fill those with JB Weld steel stick just to make it all nice and smooth and prevent any further corrosion. Another thing I did on the last machine, the one that I actually use in the house, which was the first pump that I encountered, I replaced all these screws, there's 8 of them, with stainless steel screws, because originally they were just regular steel screws, and of course they rusted. So fortunately, with a little bit of trouble, I got all the screws out without damaging the thread. So this original thread can still be used. Where in my first pump machine, I had to drill out the screws and then re-tap all of the screw holes. So that was a far bigger job. So this amazingly is in actually quite good condition. and yeah, I'll just I'll do a little bit of touch up inside, and then make a new gasket, of course, and then it'll be good to go. So I hope that helps anybody who comes across these pumps and wonders about the components, especially if you have trouble getting the screws out here. It's hard to imagine maybe what's inside it. Now, I did run across somebody years ago, can't remember his name, and he was able to take the shaft and the impeller out. So there is what appears to be a taper pin, or it might be an Allen key nut, I'm not sure. So originally it was taken apart, or sorry, it was when it was put together, this impeller slid over the shaft, but I just can't figure out how to get a tool in there to get the pin out. So I shot some WD-40, and it's turning very easily now, freely, so it should be good. One thing I did notice is when this other person had taken apart the shaft and impeller, there is a series of washers inside so that the pump doesn't leak around the shaft. So I'm hoping that that washer is still in good shape so that this pump doesn't leak. If it leaks, then that's going to be another problem. But I'll keep my fingers crossed. So that's that. Hopefully that's some information that can be put to good use if somebody encounters one of these pumps and is going to refurbish it. Thanks for watching.